Hey, I'm meteorologist Matt Barrington. I hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. It's sort of like I was been saying last couple of days, sort of a good news, bad news situation. The good news, weather's great for cooking out and heading to the beach. Bad news, we still haven't seen any rain. You can see satellite radar all clear. A couple little showers trying to pop up around Tallahassee, but those aren't going to make it anywhere near us. So forget about it for now. Things are pretty quiet, and the reason is it's got high pressure right at the surface. That's sort of keeping a cap almost the activity of the atmosphere. Not only at the surface, but in the upper levels of the atmosphere, there's this big ridge in the jet stream, so there's a big ridge of high pressure in the upper levels as well, and that's keeping the whole eastern two-thirds of the country pretty warm here at this time. You can see those highs out there well into the 90s for a good swath of the central and south central part of the country and for the southeastern part of the country. So a lot of folks are feeling the heat here. Let's go ahead. You know, June 1st coming up on Tuesday is the start of hurricane season. And we may start out with some activity out of the box here, folks. We have an area of disturbed weather in the very southwestern corner of the Caribbean. It doesn't look like much right now, but there's not very much wind shear where this is at, so it does have some potential for development. At least that's what the models are saying. We're definitely going to be keeping a very close eye on this next couple of days. What looks like is going to happen is that's going to drift northward towards Cuba. And then up here, there's very strong upper-level winds, so it'll likely get torn apart. So I don't think this will have any chance of making it into the Gulf of Mexico as a system of any sort, but definitely be keeping an eye. We may, like I said, well start off the season with a bang. All right, so there's your forecast. Back to the Gulf Coast. In the 60s for most of us, lower 70s down at the coastline. And then here's your forecast for tomorrow. Once again, just another hot day with lots of sunshine for your Memorial Day itself. So another day that's pretty nice to head on to the beach because that breeze off the water keeping things just a bit cooler. One thing to keep in mind, though, slather on that sunscreen, folks. UV index up in the extreme range. It'll become a lobster in about 10 minutes if you don't put on sunscreen. Here's your extended forecast. Obviously, move the flag over to Monday. Monday, of course, is Memorial Day. A hot week coming up, folks. You don't see any rain chances on there because I don't see very many chances in the extended forecast. We are going to be hot and we are going to be dry.
Around the clock and around your schedule, Fox 10 Weather Now, a service of Fox 10 News and Cox Communications.
Howdy there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrington. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 10 News Weather Now. Perfectly clear here, at least across our part of the Panhandle. Been a couple of very small showers just to the west of Tallahassee, but those won't be making it over here. So we're going to remain dry. Here's why: high pressure at the surface, keeping a cap on the atmosphere, not only at the surface, but we have high pressure in the upper levels as well. A very strong ridge that extends across about the southern two-thirds of our country, making for very hot weather for a lot of folks here this Memorial Day weekend. Sort of, you know, the good news, bad news situation. Good news is great for beach weather, but bad news not good if we have a lawn out there. You want to keep some rain on it. All right, hurricane season has not begun yet. Mother Nature maybe not quite figuring that out just yet. There is a disturbance here in the very southeastern or southwestern corner, of the Caribbean. Looks like this is going to drift to the north. It may develop, but here's the thing. Very strong upper level winds up here around Cuba. That should tear it apart, so I don't think this will have any chance of making it into the Gulf as any sort of organized system, but definitely be keeping an eye on it. We may come out of the box here on hurricane season with a storm down in the Caribbean. All right, so here's your forecast back to the Gulf Coast. Temperatures in the 60s for most of us, low 70s down along the beaches. And then your forecast for your Memorial Day itself, once again, hot, especially for areas north of I-10, south of I-10, a little bit of a sea breeze keeping you in the mid to upper 80s. So it means for good beach weather, just make sure plenty of sunscreen out there, the UV index up in the extreme range. And here's your next 7 days. I wish I could put some rain chances on here, but there really aren't good enough rain chances to even bother with it.